Hello and welcome to Everything Dance, your mentor. I'm very pleased to have you here, and we have two different forms of lives on this channel. Just so you're aware of that, I've just put you back on normal. There we go. We have two different types of lives here on this channel, and those two lives are thus. We have Q&As, and we also have on this channel lives of my dance journey. And if you don't know what that is, my dance journey is following my story of my life of dancing. So that's what that is. So it's different episodes following my life of dancing, from the very first episode of when I first started dance classes all the way through following my professional dance career, and talking about that and sharing photos and explaining all the different things I've done. So that's something you might well be interested in. As I say, they're under lives as well, and they are my two forms of lives. If you've got questions you want to ask me, anything about dance, performance, or so on and so forth, then do drop them in comments and I will answer them. So today, excuse the appearance, I've just been filming videos for you, so I'm a bit hot and flustered, but I wanted to come back. We've had August off, and I wanted to come back to you in September with some new videos being posted. So take a look at my playlist and you'll see all the different types of videos and all the different subjects of dance and related subjects, such as becoming an actress, how to appear in films, drama, tips, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the Q&A today, as you can see, I've been asked about using arms in dance and choreography. Now, what I will start by saying is, when you are first learning to dance, of course you need to master steps, but even if you're practicing one dance step, do put your arms in a dance position, even if you have to hold them stationary. Apart from straight away learning to put your arms in positions, and as you change to another dance step, changing your arm position, so you're learning arm positions at the same time. Apart from doing that, it will really help with your posture. If you sort of look down at the feet, particularly if you're trying to copy a teacher's feet, if you do that, you're going to have the wrong posture for dance to begin with. So put your arms up or out. Now, don't worry at first about moving your arms unless you're changing steps, then move them. But if you're doing something like ballet, for example, there are set ways to move your arms from one position to another. So, for example, you cannot put your arms in second in ballet, which is straight out to the side, basically. You can't take them from there in to first position at the front. That is an illegal move. You also can't take them from second in ballet up to fifth. So I have got videos where I show you your ballet arms and moving them from position to position. So maybe that's something we'll cover in another video. But today is just about how to learn to use your arms in dance. So as I say, start from day one. When you learn a step, even if it's something very simple, ask your teacher, where would be a good position to place my arms while I do this step? If you're doing ballet, you don't want, as a beginner, to hold your arms. Let's say you're doing a jumping step. You don't want your arms up in fifth and be jumping, because I guarantee they're going to be jiggling around as you're learning to jump. So there are better arms to use for better steps. So ask your teacher as you learn and make sure she gives you the correct name, or he gives you the correct name of the arm position. So you're learning two things at once. The other thing is, when people ask me often, how do you get faster in dancing? For example, tap. The aim is not to just do your feet fast. You need to actually be able to change arm positions faster. So what you want to do is, let's say tap for now, but you can put this to any form, any genre of dance. Get used to quickly transitioning your arms. Now, you don't want them to be jerky positions. So, for example, you might have a third arabesque and then into first for ballet. So you wouldn't literally that step, that step, that step, that step. You need to learn when to transition them. So on your last step before you're changing, or the end of that step, you are beginning to transition your arms so they are in the next position for the next step or the next part of your choreography. So your arms are as important as your legs or your feet, what you're doing there. You also need to know that a good tip for exams or dance competitions is to use your arms and head as much, if not more, than your legs. You want to keep the examiner or the judge looking up at you, which is why you want a pleasant face. So arms, I would say, are more important if you're doing competition work or something like this. So it's arms and head. And you'll find, if you watch anything, maybe on TV or at competitions, if you find you're looking at the person, they're doing a great job. If you're not so much looking at the feet and doing something stunning with your arms on a step, maybe you make a little mistake in or you haven't quite grasped, that's a good job. Get them to look at your arms doing something fancy or maybe those harder steps. So that's a good tip for you as well. So, and as I say, head is as important. So your head doesn't just face the front while you do lovely arms. Turn and use your head. And there are many different head positions, such as inclined, raised, turned. So use your arms as much as your head as well. And then, as I was saying before, when you're first learning to dance, as you get faster, you should be learning your arms with your feet, even as I say from beginner stage. So if you use your arms straight away, you won't then have to learn a whole dance routine and then go back and learn the arms, because I guarantee, excuse me, I guarantee that if you do that, if you do learn all the dance first and then you learn the arms, it's going to be just as hard, like you're starting over again. So learn the arms as you're learning the dance routine. Yes, it will slow you down a bit, but overall it will be much more appealing. You'll remember the dance better because you're going over it twice to use your arms as well. So I'm going to go on now and show you a little video that I made of some variety and names of arm positions. Now these can be used for tap, but they are open for all genres of dance as well. I won't do the ballet arms because you can use those separately because they have their own names. So I'm going to share the video with you now, and then I'll come back and talk some more about using arms in dance and choreography. So let's go and check that out. Arms for tap dancing. We begin with the arms straight down, which can be called many things. It can be just starting position, relaxed, low parallel, or gateway. Gateway is because this is the position arms transition through. We can have forward parallel, high parallel, arms on your ears, fingers straight. Arms straight to the side, horizontal. Diagonal, with either arm used looking to the side of the lower arm when travelling. High coordination can be with rounded or straight arms. Coordination, low coordination. Again, always use your head in conjunction with your arm positions. simple arms, folded, and different versions with folded arms. A simple arm position is always just hands behind the back or touching shoulders. Keep elbows high, never let the elbows sag. We also have low V and high V. Opposition means one arm forwards, one arm backwards. We never take these arms high. They are always low. The reason being you don't want your shoulder to lift out of position, and the front swung arm must be the same distance from your body as the back arm. Therefore, you can't have this arm high or you will break your arm line. So the distance naturally this arm swings signifies the height of the front arm. Opposition can be used with the head in opposition, also with the leg. So for example, with the leg, if your left arm's forward, your right leg would be forwards, and can also be the same with feet together, with the head used in opposition to the arms. So you don't need your legs to move. Never put the right arm forward in opposition with the right foot. This is not opposition. So obviously left arm forward when the right leg is forward. Also with arm positions, we include hands, things such as claps and clicks. Do discover your own arm positions that you can use. Arm positions should change as much as feet steps or leg positions. You can include moving arm positions such as circling in many ways. And as I was saying before, you can transition the arms, so you could make parallels, circles, cross, diagonal. So your arms should flow as well as the steps flowing well into one another. So do try lots of different arm positions. I'm going to give you some more pictures and examples now. See how many you can remember the names of. And as I say, make your own positions, crosses in various forms. And again, different movements whilst you're dancing. So give those a go, and also check out the links below this video for more examples of tap dance positions, steps, tap shoes and more. So I hope you enjoyed that. And that's obviously to give you some ideas there. We'll come back and talk about arms in a minute, but first, let me show you this. So, talking about arms, what we need to do more than anything after you've learnt your basic arms and you've got used to using your arms is to create some unique arm movements. This is the essential thing for dance choreography. Dance choreography is not just putting steps and arms together that you've learnt. That's very basic choreography. True choreography is doing unique things. So again, competition or exams, obviously some exams you have to show set things, but when you do your teacher's exams, your dance teacher exams, you want to do something unique. Think of poor examiners or dance judges. They have seen the same thing again and again and again. And while we're on that subject, examiners, when I have entered pupils, the examiners always come to me and say, how refreshing that you are using different music. And they hear the same music again and again, particularly, let's say, freestyle dance. They hear the latest pop songs again and again and again. So the music choice is just as important. And if you are really unique, you shouldn't be able to just move that dance, all those movements, to another piece of music. You should feel the music, which is what arm movements are about, the feeling and the expression of the movements that you're doing. What's my favourite arm position? Well, I like transitioning arm positions, and one arm movement I really like a lot is lasso, where you go all around your head, and you could do other things with this arm at the same time. So if you're very good at coordinating, mix and match your arm positions. So normally lasso has one arm out and the other one circling around the head. But while you're circling around the head, do something else with the other arm. Be unique and do that. Now, a good way to also use your arms well is to remember to make your arm movements as big as possible. So let's just say basic ballet arms. When you're in first or fifth position, you always remember you're holding a snowman. So you stretch your arms away from you, make a nice round, and the space between your hands is the size of your face. So there are, particularly in ballet, very technical, precise things you should be showing when you make arm positions. They're correct or incorrect. And a good way to learn a lot of these really big movements with your arms, I always say to my little tinies, my little pupils, imagine someone is a long way away from you and can barely see you. So you need to make your movements as big as you can to really show them your movement. And something I quite like to do is get people working with dance ribbons, gymnastic ribbons, because if you don't do big movements with those, you will get tangled or knots in the ribbons. So I suggest you get yourself a dance gymnastic ribbon and practice big movements, whether it be arm circles, lassos, or just making big zigzag shapes with your arm. And you will then definitely get really good arm positions. And of course, make some choreography, dance movements using the legs, leaps, jumps, all while you're keeping the dance ribbon moving, because a dance ribbon must transition from one movement to the other smoothly. So that will help with that. And also it will help with your coordination to do your legs dancing at the same time as some really big arm movements. So that's my first tips of today, talking about arms in dance and choreography. If you've got questions, do let me know. Of course, I've only covered the very basis of this. There's so much more, so we'll maybe cover this in another episode. And we will finish today. Let's do quote of the day, and we will do something I've been talking about today, which is Don't copy others, create your own. So look out for my other lives. As I say, some will be Q&As and some are, you will see the thumbnail, my dance journey, following my dance journey from my very first dance lesson following through my professional dance career. So look out for those. And in the meantime, do check my playlist for whatever dance subject you are interested in. I'll see you very soon. Until then, happy dancing.